Charlie Chaplin was a British comedian, actor, producer, writer, director, and music composer. He rose to fame during the silent film era and became a worldwide icon through his popular film character, the Tramp, the little man with toothbrush mustache, bowler hat, bamboo cane and a funny walk. He is widely considered as the greatest comic artist on screen and film industry's most prominent figures. Charles Spencer Chaplin was born on April 16, 1889 in Walworth, London, England. His father Charles Chaplin and his mother Hannah Harriet Pedlingham both were music hall performers. Soon after Chaplin's birth, his father abandoned them. That left Chaplin with his mother Hannah and his half-brother Sidney. In order to support her family, Hannah went back to singing on stages. Unfortunately, she could not continue for long, as during one of her shows she lost her voice. But this was also the moment when 5-year-old Chaplin was led into stage to sing in place of her mother by the production manager. With no source of income, Hannah soon ran out of money, which forced Chaplin and Sidney to spend their childhood in and out of charity homes and workhouses in London. Hannah started suffering from severe mental issues in September 1898, and Chaplin's father also died 2 years later, at 38 years old, from cirrhosis of the liver. Hannah was readmitted in May 1903 to Cane Hill Asylum as her sickness kept coming back. During this period, Chaplin was 14, Sidney had joined the Navy. Chaplin had to live alone for several days, searching for food and work. In March 1905, Hannah's illness returned permanently and there was nothing Chaplin could do. Hannah was in his care until she died in 1928. At the early age of 8, Chaplin had started his acting career with a clog dancing troupe named the 8 Lancashire Lads, which he didn't continue for long. He then got to make his acting debut as a page boy in a production of Sherlock Holmes. He toured with Casey's Court Circus and in 1908 joined Fred Karno pantomime troupe, where he became one of its stars as the drunk in the comedic sketch A Night in an English Music Hall. It was with Karno troupe that he got a chance to tour United States in 1910. During his travel to California in December 1913, he signed on with Keystone Studios' popular comedy director Mack Sennett, who had seen Chaplin perform in New York. Mack signed Chaplin to a contract for $150 a week. In 1914, Chaplin debuted in the film Making a Living. He appeared in and directed 35 films. It was during this time that Chaplin decided to play a single identifiable character, and The Little Tramp was born, which appeared for the first time in the film Kid Auto Races at Venice. In 1915, Chaplin left Keystone Studios to join S&A Company, which agreed to pay him $1,250 a week. He made 15 films, including The Tramp. He joined Mutual Company in 1916. The Mutual Company paid him $670,000 a year, which made him a wealthy man. With Mutual, he made some of his best work, including 1 AM, The Rink, The Vagabond in 1916 and Easy Street in 1917. In June 1917, Chaplin signed up with First National Studios, after which he built Chaplin Studios. It was in year 1919, he co-founded United Artists, UA, with Douglas Fairbanks, Mary Pickford and D.W. Griffith. During the 1920s, Chaplin's career reached new heights and made some landmark films, including The Kid, 1921, The Pilgrim, 1923, A Woman in Paris, 1923, The Gold Rush, 1925, a movie Chaplin would later say he wanted to be remembered by, and The Circus, 1928. He continued making films in 1930s to 1940s, but soon his life and career got entangled in various scandals and controversies for various reasons. It was during one of his visits to London for the premiere of film Limelight in 1952 that he was denied re-entry to the United States. He completed his last 2 films in England, and his last film, A Countess from Hong Kong, 1967, was his only color movie. He finally settled down on a small farm in Corsier-sur-Vevey in Switzerland with his wife. Contrary to his characters in his films, Chaplin was a quiet person and mostly kept to himself. Even after he had accumulated millions, he continued to live in shabby accommodations. When it came to his work, he was a perfectionist. He loved experimenting a lot, which meant countless takes, rebuilding entire sets, filming with one actors after another, until he found the perfect person for the role. Chaplin was married 4 times, and had a total of 11 children. In 1918, he married Mildred Harris and they had a son together, Norman Spencer Chaplin, who lived only 3 days. Chaplin and Harris divorced in 1920. He married Lita Gray in 1924, who had 2 sons, Charles Chaplin Jr. and Sidney Chaplin. They were divorced in 1927. In 1936, Chaplin married Paulette Goddard, but lasted until 1942. His final marriage was to Una O'Neill, Una Chaplin, daughter of playwright Eugene O'Neill in 1943. Una gave birth to 8 children: Geraldine, Michael, Josephine, Victoria, Eugene, Jane, Annette Emily, and Christopher Chaplin. Chaplin received many awards and recognitions in the later part of his life. He was awarded honorary Doctor of Letters degrees by the University of Oxford and the University of Durham in 1962. In 1965, he and Ingmar Bergman were joint winners of the Erasmus Prize, and, in 1971, he was appointed a Commander of the National Order of the Legion of Honor by the French government. In 1972, Chaplin received a special Golden Lion Award at the Venice Film Festival and Lifetime Achievement Award from the Lincoln Center Film Society. Chaplin received Star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in the same year. In the 1975 New Year Honors, he was appointed a Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire, KBE. Chaplin received 3 Academy Awards: an honorary award for versatility and genius in acting, writing, directing, and producing the circus in 1929, a second honorary award for the incalculable effect he has had in making motion pictures the art form of this century in 1972, and the Best Score Award in 1973 for Limelight, shared with Ray Rash and Larry Russell. He was further nominated in the Best Actor, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Picture, as producer, categories for The Great Dictator, and received another Best Original Screenplay nomination for Monsieur Verdoux. In 1976, Chaplin was made a Fellow of the British Academy of Film and Television Arts. In the early morning hours of December 25, 1977, Chaplin died at the age of 88 in his home in Coursier-sur-Vevey, Vaud, Switzerland. His wife, Una, and 7 of his children were at his bedside at the time of his passing. In 1978, Chaplin's body was stolen from his grave near Lake Geneva in Switzerland by 2 men who demanded $400,000 for its return. The men were arrested and Chaplin's body was recovered 11 weeks later and reburied in a vault surrounded by cement. Despite being born in poor family and facing hardships and struggles one after the other, Chaplin never lost sight of his dream of becoming an actor. He made the world smile, even though most of his life was hard, and faced lots of problems and controversies. Today, he is considered one of the greatest filmmakers in the history of American cinema and is popular worldwide. Charlie Chaplin will forever be remembered for making people laugh without saying a word. Here are his most inspirational quotes which reflect his view about life and how to live it despite all the struggles. "Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. We no longer need to fear arguments, confrontations or any kind of problems with ourselves or others. Even stars collide, and out of their crashing new worlds are born. Today I know that is life. Now, I only live for the moment, where everything is happening. Today I live each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. Think about yourself at least once in your life, otherwise you may miss the best comedy in this world. Life is a beautiful, magnificent thing, even to a jellyfish. You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down. A day without laughter is a day wasted. Words are cheap. The biggest thing you can say is, elephant. Failure is unimportant. It takes courage to make a fool of yourself. We think too much and feel too little. You need power, only when you want to do something harmful, otherwise, love is enough to get everything done. Imagination means nothing without doing. Life can be wonderful if you're not afraid of it. All it takes is courage, imagination, and a little dough. The mirror is my best friend because when I cry it never laughs. You'll find that life is still worthwhile, if you just smile. My pain may be the reason for somebody's laugh, but my laugh must never be the reason for somebody's pain. To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. Life laughs at you when you are unhappy. Life smiles at you when you are happy. But life salutes you when you make others happy. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. I have many problems in my life, but my lips don't know that. They always smile. In the end, everything is a gag. Life is a play that does not allow testing. So, sing, cry, dance, laugh and live intensely, before the curtain closes and the piece ends with no applause. Tomorrow, the birds will sing. Be brave. Face life. If you're really truthful with yourself, it's a wonderful guidance.